is that day. It is that time. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ellacec Publishing Live. I am your host, author Teresa Banks, and it is an absolute pleasure to be back here in a live type of situation. And as I say all the time, this is our forum. And if you would like to chime in, you're welcome to do so right there within the chat or later by way of Ellacec Publishing's website, where there is a contact us form. Now, first and foremost, I have to begin with a few shout outs. Those of you that have been following me on Facebook know that my past 24 hours have been quite eventful. Now, those of you that don't know, I went to a great concert yesterday. I mean, it was amazing. But after the concert, I thought, well, I don't need to walk on the sidewalk like the other people, right? I felt I'll just walk around there so I can go ahead and get to my car and get on home. And so I walked past the sidewalk into what looked like just a straight grassy area. Unfortunately, it was not. There was some type of dip. And I took a misstep and I twisted my ankle. It was a real bad twist, y'all. It was like a bend over the foot type of a twist. And so, needless to say, I have a swollen ankle right now. I am recovering well. And I thank all of you who have taken time out of your day to put some words of encouragement out there on Facebook for me. A special thank you to my beautiful niece, Karen, who checked in on me, my amazing and very sweet cousin, Crystal, as well as sweet and dear friend, Pat, that gave me some encouraging words as well as some great medical advice. Thank you both for doing so. And just a few other shout outs. First and foremost to my sister, Althea, who said that she has been checking out Ellacec Publishing Live. Thank you, sis. And I will check in with you a bit later. A shout out to my first cousin, Cecil, who just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Cecil. And to a Facebook friend I chat with almost every day, William, who is having a birthday today. Happy birthday to you, William. And happy birthday to my girlfriend, Yvette, sweet Yvette, who is celebrating her birthday and her anniversary combined on a great trip with her husband, Stephen. Happy anniversary to both of you. And last but certainly not least, my dear, dear friend, my travel buddy. I don't even have to say his name. Those of you that follow know that we hang out quite often when we are traveling. Gerald on the East Coast. Thank you so much for your support. With that said, everyone, let me jump into this topic at hand. The publishing process. I tell you, I've been waiting. I have been waiting to talk about this particular subject because there is so much to discuss. I usually try to keep this broadcast 30 minutes long, but I might go a little bit longer than the 30 minutes. We shall see. We shall see. But before I jump all the way into things, you all know that I ask that you please, if you're not doing so already, like, share, and follow the Ellacec Publishing Facebook page and out there on YouTube. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Ellacec Publishing YouTube channel. That way you know what is going on, what is happening, and what I am going to talk about next. Now, I always have an agenda. I personally think it's important to have some type of direction in regards to what I'm going to say and to just not jump in here blabbing and blabbing. I belong to a speaking club, Toastmasters International, a speaking organization that I have been a part of for 26 years now. Needless to say, I can talk. I could talk y'all ear off if you let me. But I prefer to be organized and have an agenda. My agenda I call the Purple Board. So let me go ahead and bring up what I call the Purple Board. And here it is before you. 2 topics to cover in detail today. First, my publishing experience. And after that, I'll talk about a couple of publishing classes that I have that I know will be beneficial to those of you that are looking to become published or that may be published already, but you can use some assistance in various ways. Now, whenever I teach my online classes in publishing, there is a particular video that I always share with those that are in attendance. And my purpose of sharing that information is so that individuals can have at least a snippet of what my journey was like when I began. You see, my background is in the incredible field of IT, information technology. Needless to say, I knew nothing. I do mean absolutely nothing when it came to publishing. The things that I know now and that I have learned over the past decades have truly been by trial and error, by research, et cetera, et cetera. But when I play this little video clip, you'll really see how I was struggling in the beginning. I'm going to be quiet for a bit, play the video, and then I'll talk again once it's all done. 1994 and 1995, I was working on my first book entitled Tantra's Web. I was literally working in a spiral notebook, putting my words together line by line, paragraph by paragraph, and chapter by chapter. I then typed it up and sent it to a business named Edit Inc. in the state of New York. That company began making changes literally in red marks, and I had to type them back into my laptop after going through what they sent back to me page by page. They had even suggested that I change the title of my work. They said Tantra's Web sounded more like a mystery book instead of a relational novel, and so I did take up that suggestion. When all of the edits were done, I then went to a book called Writer's Market. I was in the library quite a bit checking out this book and eventually went ahead and purchased a copy for myself. I then began sending my manuscript off to publishing houses and small presses, receiving rejection letters, and eventually made the decision it would be best if I went ahead and self published my first book, changing the title from Tantra's Web to Woman of Integrity. All right. Thank you all for watching that short little video clip. And again, it was just to give you an idea of what my early journey was like and the challenges that I went through. And in the beginning, I did start with those spiral notebooks. I had several of them. I would even carry around small little post-it pads in the event something came to mind. And those of us that have been around a minute who didn't have small little iPads or small laptops or bigger laptops to carry around, we would carry around notebook paper, or we would wake up in the middle of the night and we would be scribbling down something that came to mind overnight so that we would not lose that idea. And instead, it would be fresh somewhere written down, and we would hope that we would be able to recall it later from whatever little handwritten notes that we had placed. And so when I think about spiral notebooks, I mean, again, here is one of them. This is one of the very first spiral notebooks that I had in the very beginning. And it's so fun sometimes to just reminisce about what those days were like, starting out using spiral notebooks and to go from either a spiral notebook or if you are using a laptop to a place where you have that completed work in your hands and you have moved to the mark of just preparing the work and being considered now a published author. And again, with this particular book, it didn't have this title. It had the other title of Tantra's Web until the editor looked through everything and said, oh, no, we can't have you stick with this because it kind of implies that you're writing a work of mystery, just like you saw in the video. And back then, during those days, I tell you, it would be so funny because if you were looking to try and grab hold of a traditional publishing house to publish you or a literary agent to consider helping you to reach a publisher, you literally had to send in all of the manuscript. The same thing in regards to an editor. And when I say send in all of the manuscript, I mean print it off. Now, of course, there are often manuscript guidelines that you'll be given back then and nowadays. And by way of those manuscript guidelines, also called writers' guidelines, you'll know if publishers really want the whole thing, the whole manuscript or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but definitely the editors, right? And here I was, everyone. I printed out just hundreds and hundreds of pages of my manuscript and then sent them off to that editor. And you saw just like a teacher They marked up my manuscript and sent it back with these various red marks. And I literally looked through it page by page and cleaned it up and typed it up or changed something by way of their suggestion, not just the title, but within the work itself in order to come out with the completed work being Woman of Integrity. And so, needless to say, nowadays things are a bit easier. We may type up our manuscript and perhaps we want to use a print on demand company or a traditional publishing house, and we can just email them either the whole manuscript if they want it or so many chapters of it, depending on what they say that they want. What I want to roll into then next is why I made that decision to self publish, because there are decisions that you have to make in regards to how you're going to put your work out there and get it in the hands of the public. And there was an individual, I tell him thank you so much. There was an individual that was so influential in me making the decision to self-publish. I'm going to talk about him, but before I do, I want to quote Napoleon Hill, who once said, "Think twice before you speak, because your words and influence will plant the seed of either success or failure in the mind of another." Truly words to live by. Now, the person I was hinting to was this writer here, author Claude Parker, Claude W. Parker, author of Listen to the Echo and this spoken word CD that you see here. I have both of those and I still have them now, even though he published them decades ago. And I was talking to Claude over social media, and we've remained friends all these years. And I said, "Look, Claude, I'm getting these rejection letters, not the ones you see here, but some others, dozens of them. What should I do?" And Claude was straight to the point, direct, and helped me so much. He said, "Why are you waiting on someone else to tell you your work is good? It's good. Publish it yourself." Publish it yourself. Now, again, kind of comparing yesterday versus today, because some of you may be asking yourself, well, why didn't you just do it on your own anyway? Like, why did you need someone to kind of coach you or mentor you or help you to decide that that was the route to take? Well, today, again, we have more options, right? Again, the print on demand option, for example, to upload our manuscript to a particular website, and then people make a purchase by way of that website, either for a hardcover version of our book, a paperback, or even an ebook. Well, we didn't have that back in the day. You hear me? Do you hear me? Back in the day, the option that we had was either a traditional publishing house, and they do it, and they hopefully take on all the bulk of the expenses of doing it, or as a self-publisher, we had to pay the bulk of those expenses, right? And I knew writers that were getting a second mortgage on their home because as a minimum, you'd have to get maybe 200 or 300 copies of your book. Maybe it would be $4 or $5 for every copy of your book. And so it was expensive to self-publish like that easily. You could be spending thousands of dollars if you were looking to self-publish yourself. And that's why so many people were so anxious and so hungry to try to go with a traditional publishing house. But again, Claude had planted this seed in my head. He had planted this seed in my head that maybe I could do it. Maybe I could do it. And so I started to consider it. And I was still writing within my spiral notebook, like the spiral notebook that I showed you just a few minutes ago that I sat here on the side. And I was like this person that you see here in this little clip. I mean, I had stuff all over. I had a number of spiral notebooks that were all over. I had Post-it paper that was all over. I was all over the place, needless to say. However, I was determined to become published. And so I took my time and pulled my manuscript together on my own, and then found an editor, Edit Inc., that was out of New York. I don't know if they're still around today. And editing can be expensive as well. And so I had to incur that cost as well as eventually the cost of publishing. Now, Today, a lot of people will use AI, right? They will find some type of software, and by way of that AI software, it'll do the work. The AI software is doing a lot of work. Now, I have certainly used AI on occasion. If I'm trying to promote something, for example, AI will give me great suggestions and input on some wording that I should use. Or maybe if I needed some help, I'm pulling together a manuscript and I'm trying to find certain words or options that I could use to describe something, then I may use AI. But I have come across writers that are actually using some type of AI tool for whole sentences, for paragraphs, for chapters, for the whole book. Now, let me just repeat something that I said a few broadcasts ago on why you should not do that. One of the main reasons is because you could run into copyright protection issues. Let's say that you decide to use AI to describe some portion of your book. Let's use the state of Illinois, the great state of Illinois that I'm in, for example. And let's say both of us are trying to come up with great descriptions for the state of Illinois, and we both use AI to do that. And AI is considered open source for the most part, meaning anyone can use it and lay claim to it. And both of us say, hey, AI tool, give me some details and great descriptions on how I can talk about the great state of Illinois. And out we get something, right? There's something that's produced from AI, and we both use that. Herein lies the problem. When one of us goes to copyright protect that work, who, you or I, owns that copyright? And so again, I want to triple stress. I've said it once, I've said it twice, so now I'll say a third time. Please be careful using AI and thinking it's all good, it's all right, you can just do it. And so again, I'm listening to my friend Claude and I'm trying to make a decision then if I'll go that traditional publishing house route or if I will do self-publishing. And I had some questions. I had a ton of questions, some of which included what you'll see pop up here, like, what should I write about? There were so many things I could write about. Who can help me edit this? I mean, eventually I found Edit Inc., but I wasn't sure initially. What's an ISBN number? And when should I copyright my work? After all, I didn't want anyone to steal my effort, to steal my work. Should I use a traditional publisher or self-publish like Claude said? I don't know. Is that the right way to go? Do I need a literary agent? Someone to represent me, or can I just send my work in myself? Another question, if I self-publish, how much should my book cost? And how much will I eventually make? Should I create a paperback, hardcover, or ebook? If I create an ebook, how can I protect my work? What are the best ways to market and promote my book? That was another question that I had. One of several. Again, just questions on top of questions. And I definitely had to get some type of answers. I attended publishing workshops at libraries that were taught by different writers or individuals that were at the library. And eventually I turned to this book here called Writer's Market. I mentioned it within my video clip early on. And I was talking about Writer's Market because Writer's Market, and it's still actually a book that's available today, contains tons and tons of traditional publishing houses and various type of publishers that can assist us writers in order to become published. Now, you don't have to purchase the book. I actually still have, 26 years later, I still have that 1999 edition of Writer's Market. And this book, it's so thick. It's a little weighty. I can almost use this as a weight. It's so heavy, but it's beneficial and helpful. This book, I mean, of course, you can purchase it in a bookstore or wherever, but you can also just go to your local library and you can check it out. There are some libraries that will let you check out the older editions of this book. some of them tend to not permit you to check out the most current version of the book. But with Writer's Market, and again, this one that I've had for oh so long, if you look close, the tabs are still here. You see the tabs in there? Those are the tabs from years and years ago, the early 90s, when I used this book and I was considering going with the traditional publishing house. And one reason that I also held on to this particular edition is because about midway down, you can see the writing there that this work began also listing literary agents. And so it became like a one-stop shop of great place and resource for writers, where now you could, on your own, look for a traditional publishing house within Writer's Market, or you could fish around for a literary agent and send your work off to that literary agent and see if they would accept you and your manuscript. And if so, then they could be on the hook then, if you will, for getting you a publishing house that would publish your work. So something to think about, so hopefully all of you will definitely consider then whether or not you, as Claude said, want to realize that you can self-publish yourself, or if you make the decision to kind of hang in there and go with a traditional publishing house, because self-publishing is absolutely a lot of work. Now, moving forward, I did go ahead and become a published author. You see all 5 of my works here. You can pick them up directly from Amazon or by way of the Ellacec Publishing website. At the present time, I have been in business for 25 years. And over these past 2 decades and a half, I've met some incredible authors, not just Claude, but 2 more writers that I want to mention right here. One writer being author Pam Osby. I met her at one of my Chicagoland bookstores. She's a talented writer and a gifted poet who uses significant words, making it hard to put her books down. This work here, A Different Flavor of Mocha, Musings of a Mocha Sister, I would read on a commuter train in the Chicagoland area. I could not put it down. I couldn't put it down at all. I kid you not. She is a superstar writer, an incredible poet, and anything that she writes, absolutely look to pick it up. One other writer I want to mention, author Renee Brown, I met at Girani Coffee House in Virginia. She is a bold poet and spoken word artist, an innovative fashionista and designer. Here's a picture here of one of her designs I wear all the time by way of a dress. It says Girl Dance, and I love the attitude of the figure on the front. She's the author of Sand in the Skin, and she truly is incredible as a writer, as a very unique fashion designer as well. And I have not just that design, but another design of hers on another dress. Excellent, excellent writer, author Renee Brown. Now, I teach inexpensive classes using what I call the publishing process. And you remember all these questions that I said I had, not just these questions, actually 1,000,001 more, or a ton more, as I had said earlier. And no doubt a lot of you have plenty of questions yourself that you need some assistance with. I'm sure you do, especially if you are a brand new writer. Well, I'm going to take a short little break. And after the break, I will talk to you about how I can help you by way of 2 very, very, very good, useful, and beneficial classes that I teach. I'll be right back. Stay with me. I'll be back after the break. Hello, everyone. This is author Teresa Banks, and I'm here to tell you that the Ellacec Publishing website has a lot to offer. You can purchase all 5 of my books, including my 3 works of nonfiction. Becoming a published author, I've got a testimony, and surviving a layoff. My 2 works of fiction are also available for sale from the website. Those include Parenthood and Woman of Integrity. There are 5 different classes that I teach online, and you can register to attend those classes by way of the website. Those virtual classes include Surviving a Layoff, Zoom, PowerPoint, book marketing and promoting, and becoming a published author. You can purchase a video ad that will contain the content that you provide after you've made your purchase, and it'll be similar to the type of advertisement that you see by way of this particular video now. You can also buy jewelry that I've handcrafted myself, and you can purchase an I've Got a Testimony t-shirt. Go to the ellacecpublishing.com website today to make your purchase of any or all of the items that you see displayed here on the screen. You can also reach the website using the QR code located on the left-hand side of the screen. Thank you in advance for shopping at Ellacec Publishing. Okay, everyone, welcome back to Ellacec Publishing Live. I am author Teresa Banks, and I have been speaking on book publishing, the publishing process as today's topic. And before I roll back into things, on that video, there was a t-shirt that was mentioned. Guess what? I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. My I've Got a Testimony t-shirt. Now, this t-shirt came about not just because I'm a churchy girl type, but also because I wrote the book, I've Got a Testimony. And I thought, well, it would be great, I think, to have a t-shirt that has that phrase right across it. And so I'm wearing it. It is very comfortable. I love that it has a V-neck form to it. It's short sleeve. Oh my goodness, very lightweight. And this is the perfect time of year if you have spring, summer in your area to pick up a t-shirt either for yourself or family member or certainly for a friend. And they go up to sizes 3 extra large. You can pick one up right off of the Ellacec Publishing website, ellacecpublishing.com. You'll see an area that says t-shirts. Go ahead, pick you up one today and it'll be shipped out right away. Now, with that said, let me go back. I'm going to bring up the purple board again. I already covered the area of my publishing experience, and now I'm going to roll right into publishing classes. You saw them talked about a bit by way of that video ad, and I'm going to talk about them in more detail right now so that you'll have a better idea, I think, why you should sign up for one sooner rather than later. Now, the publishing process for me involves 4 different steps. The first one being manuscript preparation, that it's important to get our work together and prepared to even be published. Then we have a decision to make. One decision could be that we decide we're going to go with a traditional publishing house. Otherwise, we could certainly do the self-publishing. If we do go the traditional publishing route, well, we need to do some marketing and promoting, but guess what? If we go the self-publishing route, we still, and probably more so, need to do some marketing and some promoting. And so all 4 of these areas make up what I consider to be the publishing process for sure. Now, as I move further along here are 2 key classes I want you to take. Becoming a published author, it's 2 hours. Book marketing and promoting is 1 hour. These are online classes. You'd have a chance to speak with me personally, ask questions. Now, in addition to that, just a quick shameless promotional plug, I teach classes on PowerPoint, surviving a layoff, and Zoom. And so if you need help in those areas and not just publishing, you can register for a class with those 3 as well. Now, remember those questions. Again, I keep bringing those questions back up. You can get answers to those questions and whatever additional questions you may have by registering for both of those classes. Now, you can register by way of your cell phone. You can go to the ellacecpublishing.com website. You'll find an area that says classes video ad. You click on that, then click on this long little yellow box strip. After you do that, it'll bounce you over to Ellacec Publishing's Eventbrite page. You'll scroll through, find a class date and time that works best for you, and then sign up for it. And you'll get information about Zoom and how to get into the class. Same thing by way of your desktop. You can enroll that way too. Again, go to the ellacecpublishing.com website, click on classes/video ad, that long yellow bar. After you do, you'll bounce over to Eventbrite, you'll scroll, and then you will see a number of different classes that are out there that you will be able to sign up for. And the classes are certainly reasonably priced. Now, more classes are constantly being added. If you don't see something there, don't worry. As early as today, I will be adding some more classes. You can also suggest dates and times. Let's say the class dates and times never work with your schedule. By way of the ellacecpublishing.com contact form, let me know some better dates and times that will work with you, and I'll see if I can set up something that would be beneficial. And then last but certainly not least, group discounts are available. I mean, you may say, hey, I have some family members that are interested in becoming published or that may need a PowerPoint class, for example, or I have some friends or sorority or fraternity or church members or whomever. If you have a group of people, a group class can be set up. I taught 2 group classes at the start of this year. They went very well. But you yourself may have a group where you prefer a group class and you can get that nice, sweet discount as well. Go to the ellacecpublishing.com website, click on that contact us form, fill it out, and let me know some details in regards to your group, some dates, some times, how many people, that type of thing, which classes, and I will work with you in getting something set up. Sounds good? All right, perfect. Now, before I let you all go, there are a couple of other things that I want to share. First, another shameless plug I have to squeeze in. This shameless promotional plug is to let you know back at the ellacecpublishing.com website, you'll see a shop button. And from that shop button, you will see that there is jewelry that you can purchase. Now, in addition to the books that I write, and the t-shirt that I have designed and the classes that I teach, I also take a little time to be even more creative by designing some earrings. In fact, the earrings that I have on right now, these are earrings that I made. They are available for sale from ellacecpublishing.com's website. Just press on, again, that shop button. You'll see them out there, and you can pick up some earrings either for yourself or for someone else that you know and love, or at least like. Now, something else I do want to mention, please, if you have not checked out these past videos from YouTube for Ellacec Publishing, one on book publishing, how to develop a manuscript, another book publishing, how to overcome writer's block, and then also book publishing fictional characters. Check out all 3 of those past videos. You can just scan the QR code that you see here right on the screen. It will take you over to the Ellacec Publishing YouTube channel. And then from there, you'll be able to view those past videos. There are also some shorts that I put out there that are on various subjects of publishing. You can check out those shorts too. Now, before I bid you a fond farewell, I hope everyone is doing great. And I hope that your upcoming week is really good. I thank those of you that have been tuning in here live with me. Hello. Hey, live people. Hello, hello. And I thank those of you that will check things out by way of the recording. If you ever have questions that you'd like to ask or ideas for an upcoming show that you'd like me to do, I keep mentioning it. Go to the ellacecpublishing.com website, click on that contact us form, fill it out, and let me know your feedback. You can also drop it by way of the comments, whether you're watching right now on YouTube or later by way of YouTube or on Facebook. I hope that this particular broadcast has helped everyone out. I'm going to play a last video. And guess what? I know those of you that have been checking out the past videos, you know what's coming on this last video. The last video I'm about to play will let you know what is coming up on the next broadcast of Ellacec Publishing Live. I'm going to play that right now, and I'll look forward to seeing all of you there. Until then, take good care. Hey, is author Teresa Banks. Ellacec Publishing Live broadcasts on the third Sundays of every month from 3 o'clock p.m. until 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Like the Ellacec Publishing Facebook page and like and subscribe the Ellacec Publishing YouTube channel. Coming up on August the 17th, the topic will be book publishing, developing a protagonist. Please go to the ellacecpublishing.com website where you can purchase copies of my books and t-shirts, jewelry that I've handcrafted myself, and a video ad. You can also register for a number of classes that I teach online. Thank you so much for your support. I look forward to seeing you on August the 17th at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time sharp. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.